If overpowered main characters are your guilty pleasure, you're in the right place. Today, we're counting down 10 new fantasy and isekai anime where the MCs break systems, crush enemies, and casually disrespect common sense. Kicking off with number 10, Black Torch. Black Torch is what happens when modern Japan, ninja clans, and angry spirit cats all decide to throw hands at once. Jiro isn't your flashy isekai god, but his ability to communicate with Mononoke instantly puts him ahead of normal humans. Add Rago, the most disrespectful demon cat alive, and suddenly every fight feels unfair in Jiro's favor. The power system leans more tactical than raw nuking, which honestly makes the OP moments hit harder. When Jiro locks in, enemies don't even realize they already lost. The vibe feels like Blue Exorcist mixed with Jujutsu Kaisen before therapy existed. Villains talk big, swing first, then realize this kid and his demon pet are not built for mercy. It's gritty, fast, and surprisingly emotional, even when Rago is roasting everyone like he pays rent. Not the most broken MC here, but definitely one who grows into a menace you don't want hunting you after sunset. This is Emiverse Anime. Watch this video to the end and hit that subscribe button now. Sliding to number 9, Rooster Fighter. Yes, it's literally a rooster. And yes, he's folding kaiju like laundry. Rooster Fighter takes the concept of OPMC and says, what if it crowed? Keiji isn't just strong, he's morally locked in, emotionally scarred, and violently efficient. Every monster that shows up thinks they're the final boss, and Keiji proves otherwise within minutes. The comedy works because the fights are treated dead serious. Explosions everywhere, civilians screaming, and then a chicken uppercuts Godzilla's cousin into retirement. Underneath the insanity, there's actual weight. Keiji's revenge arc gives purpose to the madness. The villains never learn. They monologue, power up, and immediately get farmed. It's ridiculous, but intentionally so, and that confidence carries the entire experience. If you enjoy One Punch Man energy mixed with Baki-level absurdity, Rooster Fighter will have you questioning why more anime don't star poultry with trauma and hands rated E for everyone. Landing on number 8, Snowball Earth. Snowball Earth doesn't scream OPMC at first glance, but stick with it. The main character's strength isn't just physical, it's adaptability in a frozen apocalypse where survival itself is a flex. Humanity is on the brink, the world is iced over, and while others panic, this guy starts solving problems like it's a speedrun. His power scales through intelligence, tech, and cold-blooded decision-making. Think Dr. Stone if it traded sunshine optimism for frostbite and pressure. When enemies appear, whether human or environmental, he's always 2 steps ahead, quietly stacking wins. The tension stays high because the world feels hostile, but that just makes his dominance more satisfying. You watch everyone else struggle while he keeps moving forward, building, conquering, evolving. Snowball Earth proves OP doesn't always mean flashy magic circles. Sometimes it's the calmest person in the room, controlling a dying world like a chessboard made of ice. Looking at number 7, Scum of the Brave. Scum of the Brave flips the hero narrative and then stomps on it repeatedly. The MC is summoned, betrayed, humiliated, and instead of crying about it, he becomes a calculated nightmare. His strength grows from pure refusal to stay weak, and once it clicks, the power gap becomes embarrassing. Former allies suddenly realize they helped create the villain of their own story. The fights feel brutal because the MC doesn't care about honor speeches or flashy hero poses. He goes straight for efficiency. Mentally and physically, he's ahead of everyone around him, and the story leans into that darkness unapologetically. This isn't a redemption fantasy. It's revenge served cold, repeatedly. Watching arrogant heroes realize their background characters now is deeply satisfying. If you enjoyed Shield Hero but wished Naofumi went further off the rails, Scum of the Brave delivers that energy with zero remorse and maximum consequences. Rolling into number 6, the strongest job is apparently not a hero or a sage, but an appraiser, provisional. This title sounds like a joke until the appraiser starts dismantling entire systems. The MC's appraisal skill is treated like garbage until he uses it better than anyone else ever has. Knowing enemy weaknesses, hidden stats, and future growth potential turns every encounter into a rigged fight. He's not overpowering through raw strength alone, he's breaking the game by understanding it completely. Watching warriors and mages flex just to get exposed in seconds never gets old. The anime thrives on underestimation. Every arc starts with people doubting him and ends with silence and regret. The pacing stays tight, and the power creep feels earned instead of handed out. It scratches that same itch as reincarnated as a slime, but with more attitude and less diplomacy. Once he stops holding back, you realize the provisional label was the biggest lie in the room. Hitting number 5, the level 999 villager. This is pure disrespect to fantasy logic. The MC starts as a villager, accidentally levels to 999, and now exists outside the balance patch. Kings fear him, heroes avoid him, and demons get deleted by casual swings. What makes it fun is how unserious he is about it. While everyone else treats battles like world-ending events, he's annoyed they interrupted his day. The comedy lands because the power gap is absurdly wide. Skills meant for endgame bosses bounce off him like pebbles. Yet the story keeps things entertaining by throwing increasingly desperate enemies at someone who simply cannot be stopped. It's self-aware without feeling lazy. You're not watching for tension, you're watching to see how badly the system gets violated next. If you enjoy Overlord-style dominance without the political complexity, the level 999 villager is comfort food with cheat codes permanently enabled. Charging into number 4, I became a legend after my 10-year-long last stand. This one hits different. The MC doesn't start overpowered. He earns it through 10 straight years of suffering, fighting, and surviving when everyone else gave up. By the time the world recognizes him as a legend, he's already beyond human limits. The emotional payoff carries every power-up. When he finally snaps, enemies don't stand a chance because he's fought worse with less. The anime sells exhaustion, trauma, and perseverance, which makes his dominance feel heavy instead of flashy. Watching people try to test him after hearing the legend is almost sad. They never stood a chance. The pacing respects the grind, and when the payoff arrives, it feels deserved. This isn't a power fantasy about shortcuts. It's about endurance becoming strength. And when he moves, the world listens, because legends aren't born, they're forged painfully, one broken enemy at a time. Crashing into number 3, Marriage Toxin. This one sneaks up on you. Marriage Toxin blends assassins, dark comedy, and romance into something uncomfortably addictive. The MC is a professional killer raised without emotional skills, and his combat ability is terrifyingly clean. He ends fights before they feel like fights. But the twist is how his mission forces him into social situations he's wildly unprepared for. The contrast between lethal efficiency and awkward human interaction is hilarious and unsettling. Power-wise, he's leagues above most threats, and the story never pretends otherwise. Enemies exist to be dismantled. What keeps it fresh is how the emotional stakes slowly catch up to him. You're laughing, then suddenly invested, then shocked. But trust me, number 3? It'll mess with your head in the best way possible, because beneath the violence is a story about connection you didn't expect. Sliding to number 2, Magic Repo Man, dumped by my party, I'll cash in with a cute support fairy to become the strongest. Never underestimate the guy who understands value. After getting kicked from his party, the MC realizes his skill, magic repossession, is completely busted. He can reclaim magical energy, items, and advantages others rely on, instantly turning fights upside down. With his fairy partner backing him, he becomes a walking audit nightmare. Enemies lose power mid-fight and panic immediately. The anime leans into humor while delivering genuinely clever combat. Watching arrogant adventurers realize their borrowed strength isn't permanent is deeply satisfying. The MC stays calm, smug without being annoying, and always one step ahead. It feels like a business-minded power fantasy where knowledge beats brute force. The pacing stays fun, the system breaking is consistent, and every arc reinforces the same truth. Kicking out the wrong teammate can ruin your entire career. Finally, number 1, Sekiro No Defeat. Sekiro No Defeat is relentless. The MC isn't just overpowered, he's perfected. Every fight is precision, discipline, and absolute refusal to fall. Unlike loud power fantasies, this one thrives on mastery. Enemies aren't weak, he's just better. Timing, technique, and experience stack until defeat becomes impossible. The story respects skill progression and never cheapens victories. When the MC walks into battle, there's no question of if he'll win, only how efficiently. The atmosphere is intense, the stakes feel real, and the dominance is earned through brutal repetition. Villains don't get speeches, they get silenced. It's satisfying in a grounded, lethal way that makes other OP protagonists feel sloppy. If you enjoy power shown through control instead of explosions, Sekiro No Defeat stands at the top, unchallenged and undefeated. And that's my top 10 new fantasy and isekai anime with overpowered main characters. From system-breaking villagers to chickens throwing hands, this list was wild. Drop your favorites in the comments, roast my rankings respectfully, hit like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more anime chaos every week.